Have you ever seen that viral video? It's not about the nail. Well, if you haven't seen it, let me sum it up for you. So I think it's from maybe like 10 years ago, maybe longer. It's got about 20 million views, so go check it out if you haven't seen it. But there's this woman who's clearly frustrated, and she's talking about how overwhelmed she feels, right? She's got all this pressure. She can't sleep. Her sweaters are getting snagged, and you can literally see that there's a nail sticking out of her forehead. So she's complaining about all this, right? All this pressure and anxiety that she's feeling. And then her guy points out and says, "Well, maybe we should get that nail out." And then she snaps at him and she's like, "It's not about the nail." So it's so funny because we can all relate, right? But here's the thing. This isn't just a relationship thing. It's exactly what happens to all of us as entrepreneurs. So let's say that you're feeling stuck in your business. Maybe sales aren't coming in, you're overwhelmed, and no matter how hard you work, it feels frustrating. And you may even feel pressure and even feel pain. And then you go and tell someone about it. And what's the first thing they say? "Oh, you just need a better sales funnel." Or "Try this new productivity system. It changed my life," right? So they give you all these solutions. And suddenly you're right there with the woman in the nail video going, "Stop trying to fix it," right? Because deep down, you know the sales funnel or the productivity hack isn't really going to help you or be the solution, but you don't know what the real issue is either. You just know that whatever they're offering you just feels off. And here's why. The problem isn't the sales funnel or the fact that you're feeling overwhelmed. Those are just the symptoms. The real problem is hiding underneath all of that. It could be that you're not clear on your messaging or communicating your business in the way that makes sense to your end user or your customer or your client. Or maybe you're afraid of putting yourself out there because you don't want to deal with the rejection. Or maybe your offers aren't aligned with what you actually care about. But instead of taking the time to figure that all out, what do? We pile on more strategies, more tools, more advice, like wrapping duct tape on a leaky pipe without ever turning off the water. And when nothing changes, we feel even more stuck because we're addressing symptoms, not the root cause. And that's why I love that nail video. It's a funny reminder of something so real. And the woman isn't wrong to want someone to listen instead of, jumping to solutions. She needs time to process what's going on, to figure out what's really bothering her. And honestly, we need that too as solo entrepreneurs, right? So sometimes we need to stop and ask ourselves, what's really going on here? And it's not about fixing the problem right away. It's about understanding it, getting clear on the root cause. Because when you do that, the solutions actually start to make sense. So, if you're feeling stuck, like you're not making the sales that you want to make, or you're just drowning in overwhelm, pause for a second and ask yourself, what's the nail here? What's the thing that's really causing this pressure? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's unclear priorities. Maybe it's something you haven't even thought of yet. And once you get clear on that, the solutions will come naturally. You won't need a dozen tools or strategies. You won't even need to complain to someone else. You'll give yourself the time and space to know exactly what you need to do. And that's how you move forward without just piling on more frustration. So yeah, maybe it's all about the nail, okay? Sometimes it's that. But it's not just about pulling it out, okay? It's about figuring out why there is a nail in the first place. That's the best move that smart entrepreneurs make. Clarity first, solutions second. Okay? You've got this.